Revelation. Currently, at Numbers. I'll be starting from chapter 8. So before we start our Lord's Prayer, our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. As this day is our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as you forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from all evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen. So I'm starting from chapter 8, placing the lamb. God said to Moses, tell Aaron that when he puts the 7 lamps on the lampstand, he should place them so that the light shines towards the front. Aaron obeyed and placed the lamps facing the front of the lampstand. From top to bottom, a lampstand was made of Haman's gold, according to the pattern that the Lord has shown Moses. The purification and dedication of the Levites. The Lord said to Moses, separate the Levites from the people of Israel and purify them. In the following ways, sprinkle them with the water of purification, and tell them to shave their whole body and to wash their clothes. Then they will be ritually clean. Then they are to take a bowl and the required grain offering of flour mixed with olive oil. And you are to take another bowl for the sin offering. Then assemble the whole community of Israel and make the Levites stand in front of my presence. The people of Israel are to place their hand on the head of the Levites. And then Aaron shall dedicate the Levites as a special gift, from the Levites to me, as a special gift from the Israelites, so that they may do my work. The Levites shall not put on the head of the 2 bulls. One is offered as a sin, and the other as a burnt offering, purification for the Levites. Dedicate the Levites as a so Aaron, all the people of Israel, the Lord commanded Moses. The Levites purified themselves and washed their clothes, dedicated them as a special gift to the Lord. Did everything the Lord has commanded Moses concerning, and so the Levites were qualified to work in the tent under Aaron and his sons. The Lord said to Moses, from the age of 25, each Levite shall perform his duty in the tent of my presence, and at the age of 50 he shall retire. After that, he may help his fellow Levites in performing their duties in the tent, but he must not perform any service by himself. This is the duties of the Levites. Chapter 9. The Passover in the Sinai desert in the first month of the 2nd year after the people of Israel had left Egypt. He said, on the day of this month, beginning at sunset, the people of Israel are to observe the Passover according to all the rules and regulations. So Moses told the people to observe the Passover. And on the evening of the 14th day of the first month, they did. People did everything just as the Lord has commanded them. But there were some men who were ritually unclean, and they were not able to keep the Passover on that day. They went to Moses and Aaron and said, "We are unclean because we have touched a corpse. But why should we be excluded from presenting the Lord's offering with the rest of the Israelites?" Moses answered, "Wait until I receive instruction from the Lord." The Lord told Moses to say to the people of Israel, "When any of you or your descendants are unclean from touching a corpse or any far away on a Passover, on journey, just but still want to keep the Passover, you are permitted to observe 1 month later instead. On the evening of the 14th day of the second month, celebrate it with unleavened bread and bitter herbs. Do not leave any of the food until the following morning, and do not break any of the animal's bone. Observe the Passover according to all the regulations. But anyone who is ritually clean and not away on a journey, and who will no longer be considered one of my people, because he did not present the offering to me at the appointed time, he must suffer the consequence of his sin. If a foreigner living among you wants to keep Passover, he must observe it according to all the rules and regulations. The same law applies to everyone, whether native or foreigner. The fiery cloud. As long as the cloud stay over the tent, they 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 stay in the same camp. The cloud stay over the tent for a long time. Sometimes they stay. When the tent on a house or move move according to the command of the Lord. Chapter 10. The silver trumpets. To Moses, make 2 trumpets of hammered silver to use for calling the people together, to use and for breaking camp. When the long blasts are sounded on both trumpets, the whole community is to gather round you at the entrance of the tent of my presence. But when only one trumpet is sounded, then only the leader of the clan are to gather round you. Short blasts are sounded, the tribes camp on the east will move out. When the short blasts are sounded a second time, The tribes on the south will move out. So short blasts are to be sounded to break camp. But in order to call the community together, long blasts are to be sounded. The trumpets are to be blown by Aaron's son and priests. The following rule is to be observed for all time to come. When you are at war in your land, defending yourself against an enemy who has attacked you, sound the signal for battle on these trumpets. I, the Lord your God, will help you and save you from your enemies. Also, on joyful occasions, at your new moon festivals and your other religious festivals, you are to blow the trumpet when you present your burnt offerings and your fellowship offerings. Then I will help you. I am the Lord your God. The Israelites break camp on the 12th day of the second month in the second year after the people left Egypt. The cloud over the tent of the Lord's presence lifted, and the Israelites started on their journey out of the Sinai desert. The crowd came to rest in the wilderness of Paran. They began to march at the command of the Lord through Moses, and each time they moved, they were in the same order. Those under the banner of the division led by the tribe of Judah started out first, company by company, with Nahshon son of Amminadab in command. Nathanael son of Zoar was in command of the tribe of Issachar, and Eliab son of Helon was in command of the tribe of Zebulun. Then the tenth would be taken down, and the clan of Gershon and Merari would carry it. Who carried it will start out. Next, those under the banner of the division led by the tribe of Reuben would start out company by company, with Elizur son of Shedeur. Shelumiel son of Surishadai was in command of the tribe of Simeon, and Eliashib son of Toa was in command of the tribe of Gad. The Levite clan of Kohath would start out carrying the sacred objects. By the time they arrive at the next camp, the tent has been set up again, with Elishama son of Amihud in command. Gamaliel Pedazur was in command of the tribe of Manasseh, and Abidab son of Gideoni was in command of the tribe of Benjamin. Finally, those under the banner of the division led by the tribe of rearguard of all the divisions will start out, company by company, with Ezer son of Ammishaddai in command, Paghiel son of Akra command of tribe of Asher, and Ahira Enan was in command of the tribe of Naphtali. This then was the order of march. Company Israelites broke camp and set out. Moses said to his brother-in-law, Hobab, son of Jethro the Midianite, We are about to start out for the place which the Lord said He would give us. He has promised to meet prayers. We will share our prosperity with you. Hobab answered, "No, I am going back to my native land." "Please don't leave us," Moses said. "You know where we can camp in the wilderness, and you can be our guide. If you come with us, we will share with you all the blessings that the Lord gives us." People set out. When the people left Sinai about for 3 days, the Lord's covenant was always went ahead of them to find a place for them to camp. As they moved on from each camp, the cloud of the Lord was by over them by day. Whenever the covenant was started out, Moses would say, "Arise, Lord, scatter your enemies and put Okay, that's Numbers chapter 10, verse 35. Numbers 10, 35. Why is Moses return, Lord, to the thousands of families of Israel? The place Tabera. Numbers chapter 11. The people begin to complain to the Lord about their trouble. Among them and destroy one end of the camp. The people cry out to Moses for help. He prayed to the Lord, fire died down. So the place was Tabera, because there the fire of the Lord among them. Moses chose 17 leaders. There were some foreigners traveling Israelites. They had a craving for meat, and even the Israelites themselves began to complain. If only we have some meat. In Egypt, we used to eat all the fish we wanted, and it cost us nothing. Remember the cucumbers and the watermelons, the links, onions, and the garlic we had. But now our strength is gone. There is nothing at all to eat. Nothing but this manna day after day. These people. Manna was like small seed, whitish yellow in color. It fell on the camp at night along with the dew. The next morning, the people would go round and gather it, grind it or pound it into powder, and then boil it and make it into flat cakes. It tasted like bread baked with olive oil. Moses heard all the people complaining as they stood about in groups at the entrance of their tent. He was distressed because the Lord was angry with them. And he said to the Lord, "Why have you treated me so badly? Why are you displeased with me? Why have you given me the responsibility for all these people? You tried to try. I did not create them or bring them to, but should you ask me to act like a nurse and carry them in my arm like babies, all the way to the land you promised to the ancestors? Why could I get enough meat for all these people?" They kept whining and asking for meat. I can't be responsible for all these people by myself. It is too much for me. If you are going to treat me like this, take pity on me and kill me, so that I won't have to endure your cruelty any longer. The Lord said to Moses, "Assemble 17 respected men who are recognized as leaders of the people. Bring them to me at the tent of my presence and tell them to stand there beside you. I I will come down and speak with you there. and I will take some of the spirit I have given you and give it to them. Then they can help you to bear the responsibility for these people, and you will not have to bear it alone. Now tell the people, purify yourself for tomorrow. You will have meat to eat. The Lord has heard your whining and saying that you wish to have some meat and that you were better off in Egypt. Now God will give you meat and you will have to eat it. You will have to eat it not just for 1 or 2 days or 5 days or 10 or even 20 days, but for a whole month until it comes out of your ear. Oh, this my Lord is funny. Right. Or even 20 days, but for a whole month until it comes out of your ear. Until you are sick of it. This will happen because you have rejected the Lord who is here among you and have complained to him that you should have never left Egypt. Moses said to the Lord, here I am leading 600,000 people, and you say that you will give them enough meat for a month. Could enough cattle and sheep be killed to satisfy them? And are all the fishes in the sea enough for them? What provider? Is there a limit to my power? The Lord answered, you will soon see whether what I have said will happen or not. So Moses went out and told the people what the Lord had said. He assembled 70 of the leaders and placed them around the tent. Then the Lord came down in the cloud and spoke to him. He took some of the spirit he had given to Moses and gave it to the 70 leaders. When the Spirit came on them, they began to shout like prophets. But not for long. 2 of the 70 leaders, Eldad and Medad, have stayed in the camp and have not gone out to the have not come out of the tent. There in the camp, the Spirit came on them, and they too begin to shout like prophets. A young man ran out to tell Moses what Eldad and Medad were doing. Then Joshua, son of Nun, who has been Moses' helper since he was a young man, spoke up and said to Moses, stop them, sir. Moses answered, are you concerned about my interests? I wish that the Lord would give his spirit to all his people and make all of them shout like it. Then Moses and the 70 leaders of Israel went back to camp. The Lord sent quails. Suddenly the Lord sent a wind that brought quails from the sea, flying less than a meter above the ground. They settled on the camp and all around it for many kilometers in every direction. So all that day, all night, all the next day, the people were catching quails. But mainly one Shannon. No one gathered less than 1,000 kilograms. They spread them out to dry all around the camp. While there was still plenty of meat for them to eat, the Lord began to angry people and cause an epidemic to break out among them. That place was named Kibroth Hatava, which means graves of craving, because they were buried the people who have craved meat. From there, the people moved to Hazeroth, where they made camp. Mariam is punished. Numbers chapter 12. Moses has married a Cushite woman, and Miriam and Aaron criticizing for it. They said, "Has the Lord spoken only through Moses? Have not he also spoken through us?" The Lord heard what they said. Moses was a humble man, more humble than anyone else on earth. Suddenly the Lord said to Moses, Aaron and Miriam, I want the three of you to come out of the tent of my presence. Tent of my presence. They went, and the Lord came down in a pillar of cloud, stood at the entrance of the tent, and Aaron, Miriam, the two of them stepped forward, and the Lord said, Now hear what I have to say. When there are prophets among, I reveal myself to them in visions and speak to them in dreams. It is different when I speak with my servant Moses. I have put him in charge of all my people Israel. So I speak to him face to face, clearly and not in riddles. He has even seen my form. How dare you speak against my servant Moses? The Lord was angry with them. And so as he departed, and cloud left it, Miriam's skin was suddenly covered with a dreaded disease and turned as white as snow. When Aaron looked at her and saw that she was covered with disease, he said to Moses, Please, sir, do not make us suffer this punishment for our foolish sin. Do not let her become like something born dead with her flesh eaten away. So Moses cried out to the Lord, Oh Lord, heal her. You see, Moses is very humble. The Lord answered, If her father has spat in her face, she won't have to bear her disgrace for 7 days. So let her be shut out of the camp for a week. Wow. And after that, she came, being brought back in. Miriam was shut out of the camp for 7 days. And the people did not move on until she was brought back in. Then they left Hazeroth and set up camp in the wilderness of Paran. Chapter 13. The spy. The Lord said to Moses, Choose one of the leaders from each of the 12 tribes and send them as spies to explore the land of Canaan, which I am giving to the Israelites. Moses obeyed from the wilderness of Paran. He sent out leaders as follows. Tribe, Reuben, leader, Shammua, son of Zakiel. Tribe, Simeon, leader, Shaphat, son of Hori. Tribe, Judah, leader, Caleb, son of Jephunneh. Tribe, Issachar, leader, Agar, son of Joseph. Tribe, Ephraim, leader, Hosea, son of Nun. Tribe, Benjamin, leader, Palti, son of Raphu. Tribe, Zebulun, leader, Gadiel, son of Sodi. Tribe, Manasseh, leader, Gadi, son of Susi. Tribe, Dan, leader, Amwell, son of Gamali. Tribe, Setu son of Micah, tribe Naphtali, leader. Nabi son of Vosi, tribe Gad, leader. Goel son of Maki. These are the spies Moses sent. Change the name of Hosea son of Nun to Joshua. Okay, Hosea to son of Nun to Joshua. When Moses sent them out, he said to them, "Go north from here into the southern part of the land of Canaan, and then on into the hill country. Find out what kind of country it is, how many people live there, and how strong they are. Find out whether the land is good or bad, and whether the people live in open town or in fortified city. Find out whether the soil is fertile and whether the land is wounded, and be sure to bring back some of the fruit that grows there." It was the season when grapes were beginning to ripen. So the people went north and explored the land from the wilderness of Zin in the south area, in the south all the way all the way all the way to Rehob near Hamath, passed in the north. They went first into the southern parts of the land and came to Rehob, where the claims of Ahiman, Shin-Shar, and Tamar, the descendants of a race of giants called the Anakim, lived. Hebron was founded 7 years before Zoan in Egypt. They came to the valley of Eshcol, and there they cut off a branch which has one bunch of grapes on it, so heavy that it took 2 men to carry it on a pole between them. They cut off a branch which have one bunch of grape. Okay. They also brought back some pomegranates and figs. That place was named the Valley of Inchcoch. Which kind of this? Because of the bunch of grapes the Israelites cut off there. After exploring the land for 40 days, the spies returned to Moses, Aaron, and the whole community of Israel at Kadesh in the wilderness of Paran. They reported what they have seen and showed them the fruit they have brought. They said to Moses, "Who have gone with Caleb, saying not to attack them. The people there are more powerful." They spread a false report among the Israelites about the land they explored. They said, "That land does not even produce enough to feed the people who live there. Everyone we saw was very tall, and we even saw giants there. The descendants of Anak we fed as small as grasshoppers, and that is how we must have looked to them." Numbers 14. The people complained. All night people cried out in distress. They complained against Moses and Aaron and said, "It would have been better to die in Egypt or even here in the wilderness. Why is the Lord taking us into that land? We will be killed in battle, and our wives and children will be captured. Will not it be better to go back to Egypt?" So they said to one another, "Let's choose a leader and go back to Egypt." Then Moses and Aaron bowed to the ground in front of all the people, and Joshua son of Nun and Caleb son of Jephone, two of the spies, tore their clothes in sorrow, and said to the people, "The land we explore is an excellent land. If the Lord is pleased with us, He will take us there and give us that rich and fertile land. Do not rebel against the Lord, and do not be afraid of the people who live there. We will conquer them easily. The Lord is with us and has defeated the gods who protect them. So don't be afraid." The whole community was threatening to stone them to death, but suddenly the people saw the dazzling light of the Lord's presence appear over the camp, over the tent. Moses prayed for the people. The Lord said to Moses, "How much longer will these people reject me? How much longer will they refuse to trust in me, even though I have performed so many miracles among them? I will send an epidemic and destroy them, but I will make you another of your nation that is larger and more powerful than they are." But Moses said to the Lord, "You brought these people out of Egypt by your power. When the Egyptians hear what you have done to your people, they will tell it to the people who live in this land. These people have already heard that you, the Lord, are with us, that you are plainly seen by your crowds stood over us, and that you go before us in a pillar of cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night. Now, if you kill all your people, the nation who have heard of your fame will say that you killed your people in the wilderness because you were not able to bring them into the land you promised to give them. So now, Lord, I pray, show us your power and do what you promised when you said, I, the Lord, am not easily angered. And I show great love and faithfulness and forgive sin and rebellion. Yet I will not fail to punish children and grandchildren to the third generation and fourth, to the third and fourth generation for the sins of their parents. And now, Lord, according to the greatness of your unchanging love, forgive, I pray, the sin of these people, just as you have forgiven them ever since they left Egypt." The Lord answered, "I will forgive them as you have asked, but I promise that as surely as I live, and as surely as my presence fills the earth, none of those people will live to enter that land. They have seen the dazzling light of my presence and miracles that I performed in Egypt and in the wilderness, but they have tried my patience over and over again and have refused to obey me. They will never enter the land which I promised to their ancestors. None of those who have rejected me ever, ever enter it. But because my servant Caleb has a different attitude and have remained loyal to me, I will bring him into the land which he explored, and his descendants will possess the land, in whom valleys the Amalekites and the Canaanites now live. Turn back tomorrow and go into the wilderness in the direction of the Gulf of Aqaba." The Lord punished the people for complaining. The Lord said to Moses and Aaron, "How much longer are these wicked people going to complain against me? I have heard enough of their complaint. Now give them this answer. I swear that as surely as I live, I will do to you just what you have asked. I, the Lord, have spoken. You will die and your corpse will be scattered across this wilderness. because you have complained against me. None of you over 20 years of age will enter that land. I promise to let you live there. But not of one of you will, except Caleb and Joshua. You said that your children will be captured, but I will bring them into the land that you rejected, and it will be their home. You will die here in the wilderness. Your children will wander in the wilderness for 40 years, suffering for your unfaithfulness. Until the last one of you dies, you will suffer the consequence of your sin for 40 years. 1 year for each of the 40 days you spent exploring the land. Okay. You will know what it means to have me against you. Bye-bye. I swear that I will do this to you with the people who have gathered together against me. Here in the wilderness, every one of you will die. I, the Lord, have spoken. This is, I don't know what to say. The men Moses has sent to exploit the land brought back a false complaint, a false report, which caused the people to complain against the Lord. And so the Lord struck them with a disease and they died. Of the 12 spies, only Joshua and Caleb survived. You see, honesty is the best policy. It applies in every aspect of life. The first attempt to invade the land. When Moses told the Israelites what the Lord had said, they mourned bitterly. Early the next morning, they started out to invade the hill country, saying, "Now we are ready to go to the place which the Lord told us about. We admit that we have sinned." Go and die, Judge. But Moses said, "Then why are you disobeying the Lord now? You will not succeed. Don't go. The Lord is not with you, and your enemies will defeat you." The Lord is not with you, and your enemies will defeat you. When you face the Amalekites and the Canaanites, you will die in battle. The Lord will not be with you because you have refused to follow him. Yet they still dare to go up into the hill country. Even though neither the Lord's covenant boss nor Moses left camp, then the Amalekites and the Canaanites who lived there attacked and defeated them and pursued them as far as Homer. The laws about sacrifice, chapter 15. The Lord gave Moses the following regulation for the people of Israel to observe in the land that he was going to give them. A bull, a ram, a sheep, or a goat may be presented to the Lord as a burnt offering, or as a sacrifice in the fulfillment of a vow, or as a freewill offering, or as an offering at your regular religious festivals. The smell of this food offering is pleasing to the Lord. Whoever presents a sheep or a goat as a burnt offering to the Lord is to bring with each animal a kilogram of flour mixed with a liter of olive oil as a grain offering, to a liter of wine. When a ram is offered, 2 kilograms of flour mixed with 1.5 liters of olive oil are to be presented as a grain offering, together with 1.5 liters of wine. The smell of this sacrifice is pleasing to the Lord. When a bull is offered, the Lord as a burnt offering or as a fellowship offering. As a fellowship offering, a grain offering of 3 kilograms of flour mixed with 2 liters of olive oil is to be presented together with 2 liters of wine. The smell of this sacrifice is pleasing to the Lord. That is what shall be offered with each ram, sheep, or goat. When more than one animal is offered, the accompanying offerings is to be increased proportionally. Every native Israelite is to do this when he presents a food offering, a small present to the Lord. And if at any time a foreigner living among you, whether on a temporary or a permanent basis, make a food offering, a smell that pleases the Lord, he is to observe the same regulations. For all time to come, the same rules are binding on you and on the foreigners who live among you. You and they are alike in the Lord's sight. The same laws and regulations apply to you and to them. The Lord gave Moses the following regulations for the people of Israel to observe in the land that he was going to give them. When any food produced there, some of it is to be set aside as a special contribution to the Lord. When you bake bread, the first loaf of the first bread made from the new corn is to be presented as a special contribution to the Lord. This is to be presented in the same way as the special contribution you made from the corn you trench. For all time to come, this special gift is to be given to the Lord from the bread you bake. But suppose someone unintentionally fails to keep some of these regulations, which the Lord has given Moses, and suppose that in the future the community fails to do everything that the Lord commanded through Moses, if the mistake was made because of the ignorance of the command, they are to offer a bull as a burnt offering, as a smell that praise the Lord, with a proper grain offering and a wine offering. In addition, they are to offer a male goat as a sin offering and wine offering. In addition, they are to offer a male goat as a sin offering. The prince shall perform the prince. Where is the prince? The prince shall perform the ritual of purification for the community, and they will be forgiven because the mistake was unintentional, and they brought their sin offering as a food offering to the Lord. The whole community of Israel and the foreigners living among them will be forgiven, because everyone was involved in the mistake. If an individual sin unintentionally, he is to offer a 1-year-old female goat as a sin offering. At the altar, the prince shall perform the ritual of purification to purify the man from his sin, and he will be forgiven. The same regulations applies to everyone who unintentionally committed a sin, whether he's a native Israelite or a resident foreigner. But any person who sins deliberately who sins deliberately, whether he is a native or a foreigner, is guilty of treating the Lord with contempt, and he shall be put to death, because he has rejected what the Lord said and has deliberately broken one of his commandments. He is responsible for his own death. The man who broke the Sabbath. Once, while the Israelites were still in the wilderness, a man was found gathering firewood on the Sabbath. He was taken to Moses, Aaron, and the whole community, and was put under guard, because it was not clear what should be done with him. Then the Lord said to Moses, the man must be put to death. The whole community is to stone him to death outside the camp. So the whole community took him outside the camp and stoned him to death, as the Lord had commanded. Rules about tassels. The Lord commanded Moses to say to the people of Israel, make tassels on the corners of your garments, and put a blue cord on each tassel. You are to do this for all time to come. The tassels will serve tassels will serve as reminders, and each time you see them, you will remember all my commandments and obey them. Then you will not turn away from me and follow your own wishes and desires. The tassels will remind you to keep all my commandments, and you will belong completely to me. I am the Lord your God. I brought you out of Egypt to be your God. I am the Lord. Numbers chapter 6. The rebellion of Korah, Dathan, and Abiram. Korah, son of Izhar from the Levite clan of Kohath, rebelled against the leadership of Moses. He was joined by 3 members of the tribe of Reuben, Dathan and Abiram, the son of Eliab, and On, son of Pelet, and by 250 other Israelites, well-known leaders chosen by the community. They assembled before Moses and Aaron and said to them, you have gone too far. All the members of community belongs to the Lord, and the Lord is with all of us. Why do you set yourself above the Lord's community? When Moses heard this, he threw himself on the ground and prayed. Then he said to Korah and his followers, tomorrow morning the Lord will show us who belongs to him. He will let the one who belongs to him, that is the one he has chosen. Tomorrow morning, you and your followers take fire pans, put live coals and incense on them, and take them to her. Then we will see which of us the Lord have chosen. You Levites are too far. Moses continued to speak to Korah. Listen, you Levites. Do you consider it a small matter that the Lord of Israel have sent you apart from the rest of the community, so that you can approach him, perform your service in the Lord's tent, and minister to the community and serve them? He has set you and all the other Levites He has let you and all the other Levites have this honor, and now you are trying to get the priesthood. You complain about Aaron. It is really against the Lord that you and your followers are rebelling. This sent for Dathan and Abiram, but they said, we will not come. Is not it enough that you have brought us out of the fertile land of Egypt to kill us here in the wilderness? Do you also have to lord it over us? You certainly have not brought us into the fertile land or give us field and vineyard as our possessions. And now you are trying to deceive us. We will not come. Moses was angry and said to the Lord, do not accept any offering these men bring. I have not wronged any of them. I have not even taken one of their donkeys. Moses said to Korah, tomorrow you and your 250 followers must come to the tent of the Lord's presence. Aaron will also be there. Each of you will take his fire pan, put incense on it, and then present it at the altar. So every man took his fire pan, put live coals and incense on it, and stood at the entrance of the tent with Moses and Aaron. Then Korah gathered the whole community, and they stood facing Moses and Aaron, and they stood facing Moses and Aaron at the entrance of the tent. Suddenly, the dazzling light of the Lord's presence appeared to the whole community. And the Lord said to Moses and Aaron, stay back from these people, and I will destroy them immediately. But Moses and Aaron bowed down with their face to the ground and said, oh God, you are the source of all life. When one man sins, do you get angry with the whole community? The Lord said to Moses, tell the people to move away from the tent of Korah, Dathan, and Abiram. Then Moses, accompanied by the leaders of Israel, went to Dathan and Abiram. He said to the people, stand away from the tent of these wicked men, and don't touch anything that belongs to them, otherwise we will be wiped out with them for all their sins. So they moved away from the tent of Korah, Dathan, and Abiram. Dathan and Abiram had come out and were standing at the entrance of their tent with their wives and children. Moses said to the people, this is how you will be known that the Lord has this is how you will know that the Lord has sent me to do all these things, and that is not to do all these things. And that it is not by my own choice that I have done them. If these men die a natural death without some punishment from God, then the Lord did not send me. But if the Lord does something unheard of, and the earth open up and swallow them with all they own, so that they go down and live to the word of the dead, you will know. These men have rejected the Lord. As soon as he had finished speaking, the ground under the Dathan and Abiram split. The ground under split open and swallowed them and their families, together with all of Korah's followers and their possessions. So they went down and lived to the word of the dead. With their possessions, the earth closed over them, and they vanished. All the people of Israel who were there flew when they heard their cry. They shouted, run! The earth might swallow us too. What the meanings? Then the Lord sent a fire that blazed out and burnt up the 250 men who has presented the incense, the fire pans. Then the Lord said to Moses, tell Eleazar, son of Aaron, the priest, to remove the bronze fire pans from the remains of the men who have been burnt, and scatter the coals from the fire pans somewhere else, because Fire pan are holy. They became holy when they were presented at the Lord's altar. So take the fire pan of these men who were put to death for their sin, beat them into tin plates, and make a covering for the altar. It will be a warning to the people of Israel. So Eleazar the prince took the fire pans and have them beaten into tin plates to make a covering for the altar. This was a warning to the Israelites that no one who was not a descendant of Aaron should come to the altar to burn incense for the Lord. Otherwise, he will be destroyed like Korah and his men. All this was done like Korah and his men. Okay, all these were done as the Lord has commanded Eleazar through Moses. Aaron saved the people. The next day, the whole community complained. The next day, no, they complained again. No, I don't know whether the devil they used them or no. The next day, the whole community complained against Moses and Aaron and said, "You have killed some of the lost people." After they have all gathered to protest to Moses and Aaron, they turned towards the tent and saw that the cloud was covering it, and that the daylight of the Lord's presence had appeared. Moses and Aaron went and stood in front of the tent, and the Lord said to Moses, "Stand back from these people, and I will destroy them on the spot again." I know that they cannot frustrate God. Never. The two of them bowed down with their face to the earth. And Moses said to Aaron, "Take your fire pan, put live coals from the altar in it, and put some incense on the coals. Then hurry with it to the people and perform the ritual of purification for them. Hurry. The Lord's anger has already broken out and an epidemic has already begun." Aaron obeyed, took his fire pan and ran into the middle of the assembled people. When he saw that the plague has already begun, he put the incense on the coal and performed the ritual of purification for the people. This stopped the plague. I don't know what it's called. And he was left standing between the living and the dead. The number of people who died was 14,700. It was a lot. That 14,700 minus 600,000 minus those 250 that have already died before, minus those men. Oh my God. Not counting those who died in that was what I was talking about just now. Why the plague has latent. So guys, this will be the end of today's reading because it has been a long time since I started this show. Shall be let me read Psalm 23. The Lord is my shepherd. I have everything I need. He lets me rest in field of green grass and lead me to quiet pools of fresh waters. He gave me new strength. He guides me in right path as he has promised. Even if through the deepest darkness, I will not be afraid, Lord, for you are with me. Your shepherd rod and staff protect me. You prepared a banquet for me, where all my enemies can see me. You welcome me as a honored guest and fill my cup to the brim. I know that your goodness and love will be with me all my life. and your house will be my home as long as I live. Amen. Psalm 24. The great King. The world and all that is in it belongs to the Lord. The earth and all who live on it are his. He built it on the deep waters beneath the earth, and laid its foundation in ancient depths. Who has the right to go up the glorious hill? Who may enter his holy temple? Those who are pure in heart and in thought, who do not worship idols or make false promises. The Lord will bless them and save them. God will declare them innocent. Such are the people who come to God, who come into the presence of the Lord God of Jacob. Fling wide the gates, open the ancient doors, and the King of glory will come in. Who is this King of glory? He is the Lord strong and mighty, the Lord victorious in battle. Fling wide the gates, open the ancient doors, and the King of glory will come in. Who is this King of glory? The triumphant Lord. He is the King of glory. Hallelujah. So this is the end of today's reading, and I hope we have received the wish, what the Lord wished for us to receive. And bye bye. Till we meet again tomorrow as the Lord praised.